Well, guys, here is something I never thought I would say, but it seems like in 2025, the best GBBR rifle is a pistol. And what you see in front of you is a AAP01 converted with the CTM Maxim kit that allows you to use an AG M4 magazine and HPA tab. So you have regular AG mag. The feeding of this thing is, well, not the best as we expect, but to be fair, most people don't really use that heavy weight of BBs, and if you are staying below 0.3 grams, you're kind of okay. And funny thing about this kit is, in big letters, they say it's compatible with all AEG and formats. But once you open it, you have a card that says it's designed to work with PTS, actually EMP1s, which has probably one of the stronger springs. It's this is a regular EPM. EPM1 is the one with the red dot here showing the spring compression depends on how much is loaded. They are notoriously hard springs that causes issues even with some AEGs because it's pushing the nozzle of the AEG upwards. So BB goes, you have active BB detention system here, same way as a primary HPA kit for the high kappa and glocks. So BB goes here, travels through this slot, goes up into this fake magazine. You can see the hole here which goes up. It's already picky enough. If you have a high-end high kappa and you run HPA adapter, it's already hard enough for heavy BBs to go through, even the the regular adapter that goes up. This one will be even worse on that. However, it's we will talk through that later. So the kit is what you see here, the gray and black, the fake mag. I really love it came with already a trigger and an adjustable one at that. That's adjustable for both pre-travel and after travel, which is very, very cool. It's one less thing you have to worry about, and it's definitely good enough of a trigger. Now, saying this as the best rifle, my line of thought is quite simple. It is by now the only kind of out-of-box option for HPA and having blowback. It's not HPA type magazine of regular GBBR that you have a plug, and you can have just a regular magazine while you plug in here. It's not the GBBR solution of having another adapter. It's generally okay of a rifle platform. Doesn't look too weird, And in this case, I built it with some parts I had laying around, but they ended up fitting really, really well. This kit being so low here, you can't use most of nowadays handguards on the AEGs or GBBRs because they're usually clamped with screws down here, the clamping action. And of the screwing on options, you also don't have access from the bottom. The regular Daniel defense is also too wide, but the newer Daniel defense rails, they fit. They fit, barely fit, but it's no modification at all. Same apply for the back. This strike into threes buffer was too short for all cases, but here, because you have this added length for the charging, this actually is the perfect length for this. If you build it like this, I really enjoy this build. So I'm using the TTI CNC upper that has a built-in TDC, which since with this kit can no longer easily remove the lower, it's very important for me to be able to adjust the hole pop without having to take it out. And this also allows me just to simply use the stock chamber. Also saves you money on that. I'm running the stock bolt as well because I want to keep the rate of fire low. I don't want this lightweight gas blowback housing to give me a really high rate of fire because, as I said, the feeding is very iffy on this. Using the TTI charging handle that gave me a big charging handle, plus easy to select the safe and semi from the outside, making this ergonomic wise, I would say very easy to use. I can simply just do this, charging it however I want, and I can use my thumb to quite quickly change the way of shot. Power on this, very respectable. I'm running a SSP5 inner barrel in this because I know that it's gonna give me, with the pressure I'm running, 100 psi, I'm gonna get above 1 joule power, 1.3 about that with the BB side run. Running a modify X range bucking, I really like it. This top rail also allows you to use some of these prism scopes, which their issue is a very short eye relief, and this one allows you to place it quite back, which allowed me to use a side that I couldn't use anywhere else. Now, as I said, this being the best rifle, let's talk about the modifications. It's not 100% drop in, but it's pretty close. The CTM lower doesn't fit the TTI upper directly because the TTI is made to fit the original AP01 lower, which is slimmer in the back, and I had to well, guesstimate how much I need to resize cut for them to fit. It ended up okay, and you really fit it once. I don't fiddle it anymore. Rest of the install it's quite okay. I didn't have to do anything else. There were some screws that need to be fitted, but no big deal. Overall, this is not very hard to get this, and if you build this exact combo, it is probably the most easy to use, feature packed HP rifle with the blowback you can get right now. Couple other out of the box important to take into account. You take AEG max. That's a plus in my book about how this thing runs, because this setup together is not cheap. We're still looking at 500-600 euros, but you save on max, and you are way more usable compared to a gas blowback rifle. So why I consider this the best rifle? Because compared to a gas blowback rifle, you are maybe slightly more expensive on the looks. Of course, you can argue it looks really weird or even ugly, but it is very, very usable. Okay, because I own different AP01 set up differently. I'm pretty good with pistols, and pistols generally are more accurate than GBBRs. I know the MWS system can be tuned quite good, but the fact the pistol has a lower mass on the reciprocating action, it just has a better chambering on the force on the BB, and the hop-up jammer is generally better placed than a rifle, especially VFC, GHK, the WA system variant. They are terrible when it comes to accuracy. And when you build this system, it's the only system that can give you a TDC, which improves your accuracy by a lot. You have very controllable blowback action. It's not, you can keep your shot on target, that you can have consistent full auto and all of that. And overall, you have also a shorter rifle for the barrel length that you could have. Because this is kind of like like the magazine, despite the place here, your action is actually more recessed. So lengthwise, it's also quite compact. Compact if you just put a muzzle device and don't use a tracer. It's lightweight. It's cheap to run. It runs on the PDS mags are not the cheapest, but if you run 2.5s, you have more mag options. So very surprisingly, I'm usually not too big of a fan of the AP01 as a pistol because I prefer high capers when it comes to pistols. But I must say, CTM with this sort of out of box thinking of this lower, I think it's superior than having the regular mag. Well, here HPA adapter. I think it's too much for me even. So this here, I can see this to be a rifle that I would run quite frequently. Um, it's more fun than something like MTW, or even worse, just AG converted to HPA. I think that's just purely soulless. Um, you don't have any of the disadvantage of a regular GBBR. You have better accuracy. This one here, you pretty much on the internals, you don't have to upgrade much. Yeah, like upgrading the steel trigger unit for this is not much cheaper than a GBBR. The accuracy wise, just a bucking change with the TTC, you are up there, very accurate and competitive compared to AEG. Mags are cheap, ergonomics very similar to AR. Well, apart from this, but I use semi most of the times. So yeah, I was very surprised putting this together, and I actually enjoy this. Hope you enjoyed as well.